Ah, yes, Crusadia. This is the first time outside of the OCG that we're finally going to be taking a look at Crusadia. Now, this is Hunter Lloyd's list that I promised you all. The first thing I'm going to tell you is I didn't actually understand the OTK or the things that you could honestly do with this deck till I saw it be played. And I will say this, Hunter's been messing around with the ratios and things like that, just in terms of things that you can do with the deck. So this is just kind of going to be a starting point, because I'll be honest with you, I had no fucking clue where to go with this deck. One of the things that he did want me to point out here, he said the reason why he's playing Grinder Golem as a 1-up is in case your opponent literally does nothing on the essential first turn. Kind of gives you the ability to do what your deck needs to do, which is engage or have your opponent set up a field. I don't know how many people actually just kind of walk into this strategy, because it's actually kind of strange. When you look at the way that the field looks with the extra monster zones and things like that, one of the things you would think about with this deck is, hey, don't put things in front of the zone that Equimax would point to. Remember, Equimax points up. So why would people play into this? Oh, probably about the same reason that people don't play around Mech Knights with their columns in, honestly, a lot of weird ways. One of the things I've definitely seen with this deck, though, is the way it plays. It's strictly OTK based. It's a deck that wants to go second. I'd compare this deck to Cyber Dragons. One other, Mech Knights is another big one, but we haven't seen a lot of success with this deck in the TCG as of late. It's really disappointing, because this deck is a lot better than people are giving it credit for, and I don't understand. Are we just... we have to play it with the Sky Striker engine? Is that what I'm understanding here? And why play the Sky Striker engine in this when you could go play it in Trickstars, go play it in Pure, and honestly have a little bit more success? Is that what I'm kind of missing here? Well, for the most part, we have taken advantage of putting in the Sky Striker engine. I believe the most standard combo that I've seen with this is literally just start with the token, and then you can Kagari back the token, and then start climbing into Crusadia, and then you literally start into Magius, Regulus, and then into Equimax. So you basically just OTK your opponent. The cool thing about this deck is a little Maximus here. Once per turn, you can target one Crusadia Link monster you control. This turn, if it battles an opponent's monster, doubles battle damage. And then you combine it with the field spell over here. All Crusadia Link monsters gain 500 attack. And then once per turn, you target one Crusadia Link monster you control. This turn, even if this card leaves the field, it can attack all monsters your opponent controls once each. Also, your other monsters can't attack. So, you've got Fatty over here that gains the attack of all monsters he points to. And you contribute a Crusadia World Legacy card he points to. Target one face-up card your opponent controls, negate those effects. Basically anything that would prevent battle damage, you're like, nah, I'm good. I'm not about that life right now. So this is probably the most generic OTK deck to exist in the current game, next to, Cyber Dragons clearing off the extra monster zones. I know a few people were trying variants of Cyber Dragon in this just to eat off the extra monster zones. I don't think it's particularly good, but that's just my 2 cents. So, this is Hunter Lloyd's current Zodiac Duelist round tournament deck. He's looking forward to playing this at his regional, I believe, as well. So, we have 3 copies of Ash Blossom. You need hand traps. Like, I can't stress this enough. Like, your whole deck has to be designed to go second. You've got this, you've got the Kaiju package, you've got Impermanences, you got Drolls in the main deck. Like, there's nothing more that you can actually fucking ask for in a deck, so it's just kind of something pointing out here. Now, 3 copies of Crusadia Oboria, so you can special summon this card from your hand in defense mode to a zone a Link monster points to. Okay? You can only special summon 1 of these per turn. If a Crusadia monster control be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can banish this card from your field or graveyard instead. This grants protection to our boy Equimax, which we'll be using to OTK our opponent anyway. This also gives us a high 800 buff, which is actually kind of good. Then we have the triple Crusadia Draco. This is usually your starting piece. So you can special summon this in defense mode once again. If this card is a normal special summon to a zone of Link monster points to, you can revive, add back a Crusadia from your graveyard to hand. So you can typically add back what you started with, the thing that starts your link combo as you're stepping up into Magius. Just general recursion for the next turn, honestly. Definitely something to be aware of. Then we have triple copies of Crusadia Leonotis. You can special summon this card from the zone. You only special summon one Crusadia Leonotis per turn. So that's something to keep in mind. And then you can target one Crusadia Link monster you control, and it gains trample, essentially. You load this fucker up with Maximus, you're just punching your opponent for so much damage. So literally, all this deck does is you produce a Syrup Priest and go as you're going through your opponent's field. So definitely, also the fact that this is only a 1200 buff isn't anything particularly special, but it does essentially help. Then Maximus, same effect as the others, special summon to a monster a Link monster's arrow points to. And then you get to target that Crusadia Link monster and give it double damage. And then other monsters you control cannot attack this turn. Literally, you put your balls on the table and you go, alright, I'm going to win this game. It's so simple. And then we've got two Reclusia. Same thing, special summon to a Link monster points to if it's normal or special summoned. You can target one Crusadia monster you control, and one card your opponent controls. Destroy them. Literally, this isn't anything too spicy, but the fact that you have destruction built into the deck, if your opponent puts some sort of threat on the board, you have access to kill it, which, for the most part, is probably something that the deck needs. Literally, OTK and go. Super simple. One Doggo Man. We have triple Droll and Lockbird, of course. Like I said, hand traps are key. Back to the one Grinder Golem. If your opponent is choosing not to play the game or isn't done anything turn one, you definitely need to have something to start it. So, hey, you know what? I like Grinder Golem. He does weird, cool things. So why the fuck not take advantage of it? And then we've got a Kaiju package of Jizukuru, Kumamungus, Radion, and Thunder King. And then spells, we have two Crusadia Power. Target one Crusadia monster you control. That Crusadia monster is unaffected by card effects this turn except for its own. And of course, you can only use one Crusadia Power once per turn. So let's go use this if your opponent tries to be cute and destroy your Crusadia monsters. You're like, no, sorry, I can't let that happen. So there is that. We've got one Crusadia Revival. Once again, that field spell that causes games. Interrupted Kaiju Slumber. You're already packing a Kaiju package to go second, just so you can power up your monster like you need it. One Afterburner. Searchable Destruction is key. Triple Hornet Drones. Those tokens are really important. One Widow Anchor. Once again, why the fuck not? I mean, you're playing the rest of your search engines. If not, at the very least, it's just a negation piece that you can use. And then we have 3 copies of Engage. Search for whatever piece you need, honestly. And then 2 Impermanents. Hey, you know what? We're starting the game off. We're going to play it at our own pace. And then down here in the extra deck, we have 1 Shizuku, 2 Kagari, 1 Hayate for attacking directly, 1 Link Kuribo, 1 Phoenix, 1 Serbi, 2 Regulus, 2 Magius, 2 Equimax, 1 Boral Sword, and 1 Borreload. Honestly, with the way that the extra deck looks, I don't think you want to play any more of these guys. I think the 2-2 split between all of them is perfect. Playing much more than that, you're going to run into commitment issues, and you're going to flood the extra deck out. So you definitely need to be aware of your pieces and what you're attempting to do here. So it's definitely something to kind of keep in mind when you're playing this deck. Extra deck is kind of tight. In the side deck, we have 1 Elephant, triple Rescue Cat. This is kind of cute. We have triple Watt Kinetic Puppeteer. This is kind of something that we were seeing in the OCG for a little while, and it kind of just disappeared. So you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard. Quick effect. Target one monster your opponent controls. Move that target to another in their main monster zones. So you basically can move whatever the hell you want. You basically were using this as a means to fuck up your opponent's extra linking and things like that. It's definitely a much higher skill-based card for what it is. That's definitely something to consider. 1 World Crown, you special summon this card from your hand in defense mode to a zone a Link monster points to. Hey. So, once per turn, when a monster on the field that was special summoned from the extra deck activates its effect, quick effect, you contribute this card to negate that activation. If you do, destroy it. And then if this, you get to add a World Legacy Spell Trap card from your deck to your hand. So, not too spicy, but it's good for that extra deck negation in 2000. Then we have triple Twin Twisters, one Crusadia Vanguard. Definitely some cute fucking shit in here. Like, doing Vanguard, especially when this is pretty good. Then we have triple copies of Red Reboot, making sure that we don't have to deal with Altergeist shenanigans. So, that is all I have for Crusadia, guys. This is Hunter's current list. If you guys have any questions, please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. And I'm out, guys. Deucerinos. The ride never ends, guys. Make sure you enable those notifications to get the latest videos that are being posted on this channel. Make sure you guys check out VanCole40 for my Cardfight Vanguard channel. And join me and House of Champions on the Zodiac Duelist TV Twitch stream. We'll be interacting with our audiences. And please check out No Limit Gaming and LGTCG.com for the cheapest trading cards on the market. Thanks for watching, guys, and please have a good day.